Today I'm going to be talking about the beginning of the year. This isn't one specifically just for people with mental health issues, it's one for everybody, and I'm not belittling any actual mental health illnesses. If you have depression or anxiety or a lot of other mental health illnesses, you could be feeling this kind of way all year round, and it's not kind of something that you can just have for 1 month of the year and then get over and be fine. But I think it is important for all of us to take care of our mental health, and January is a time of the year when a lot of people are feeling really bad and feeling bad about themselves and just really not coping very well. I haven't felt like that this year, and that's because I took a lot of time to myself completely. I've been hearing so many people talking about how they've been feeling really rubbish, and people that I know haven't suffered with mental health illnesses, and people that I know to be really happy all the time and all that kind of stuff, and not be the kind of person that tends to feel down about things. And so I do know it is a thing. Being down in January is a thing, and a lot of people kind of deal with that and feel really not great at this time of year. And I think it's important that we talk about it, and we talk about everybody's mental health all the time. It's not just a topic that we have to talk about when we actually suffer with an actual disorder or illness. It's important that we all talk about it. We have moments where our mental health is worse and moments when our mental health is better, and this month it tends to get worse. So I've been kind of thinking about different things that have helped me at the beginning of this year, and things that have helped me in the past, and I thought I would share them. So the first thing I find really helpful in most situations when I'm not feeling good is to understand why I'm feeling that way. This can obviously be much harder than it sounds, but I think with the January blues, or feeling not great in January, a lot of it is to do with the fact that Christmas is over, your family have probably gone home, your friends are all back to work and you're back to work, or maybe you're somebody that doesn't work and everybody else is getting back into normality. January is also usually a time when you've not got as much money, you can't really go outside as much because it's horrific weather. There's so many reasons why you'd be feeling this way, and I'd say not to worry too much about the way you're feeling. A lot of people feel the same way as you, and so don't think that you are the only one that's going through this, because you're definitely not. So many people I've spoken to recently have been talking about how they've been feeling really down recently, and that's what made me want to make this video, because it's just so many people feel this way at this time of the month. It's usually due to the weather and due to the fact that we're all kind of on a come down after Christmas and everything was so great, and we had New Year and I had my birthday and there was so many good things going on, and now it's kind of lulled again, and it's totally understandable for you to be feeling not as great. But I think it's important to take some time to try and think about things that have been different. Why are you feeling this way? Has there been something that's happened? What is it that's exactly you're feeling? Are you feeling more lonely? Are you feeling overwhelmed because you're too busy? Are you feeling worried about money? Or what is it that exactly that you're that's making you feel down? Next we have goals. This is a kind of sore topic for a lot of people, I think. I really like making goals for the new year. Firstly, if you're not somebody that wants to make goals and you feel like you're pressured to make goals, definitely don't make them. They're not something that are essential for this time of year, although a lot of people feel like they have to make really good new goals, and they're usually around weight loss or making yourself a better person, or all these really difficult things that actually we don't necessarily want to do, but we feel like we have to do, and it's such a pressurized thing that we have to write down all these things we want to achieve in a year, and if we've not achieved them we'll feel really bad. And a lot of us probably haven't started our New Year's resolutions, or if we have, we might have already failed them. I really do like making goals. I've made quite a few goals for this year, and I usually make New Year's resolutions every year, and I feel like it's just a good time for when I'm feeling uninspired or when I'm feeling like I don't really know what I'm doing, which is a lot. I can look back at my New Year's resolutions and be like, oh yeah, I wanted to do that one, I'm gonna try and like do something towards that. The reason I think I find that so easy is because I never ever put myself down or feel pressure to actually achieve them. They are very much like guidelines of things I'd like to do. They're not I have to do them or I will fail. But I know that some people find that really difficult to make goals and make them loose goals. I think sometimes people feel like if they write something down and they've told people about it, then they have to do it. Mainly I would say around this is make smaller goals. If you're somebody that suffers with anxiety like me, I would love to be able to write down the goal, go to London or travel or move out. There are lots of goals that I would love to do, but I know that they're not completely realistic, and I know my capabilities, and that's a really important thing, to know your capabilities, know something that's pushing your boundaries just slightly but not completely unattainable. I know if I wrote in my New Year's resolutions that I had to go to London, I would not be feeling so calm. I'd be feeling pretty terrified. But I have smaller goals like staying in Airbnb by myself, which is something I'm doing next week actually. So smaller goals that you can kind of build up throughout the year. Even having one goal and working on it throughout the whole year and building it up to maybe a bigger goal is maybe a better way to go about it than saying I need to lose 3 stone or I need to travel to 3 different countries. Just taking the pressure off yourself as much as you possibly can. The third thing is to look back at all the good things you did last year. I think at this time of year we look back on the year we've just had and we think about all the things that you didn't do, or all the things you did badly, or all the things that went wrong. And it's really, really easy to do. I could definitely do that. I could definitely look back at all the things that I did wrong or all the things that went wrong, and it would be really, really difficult. But there's also 365 days in a year and there's so many good things that you will have achieved. Even if they're things that were really horrific and horrible and difficult, they are things that you survived, and I think that's really amazing. As many of you might know, I went through a bit of a hard time at the end of last year. I went through a breakup and I lost my cat, and they were both things that were really difficult. And I have been thinking about how well I did and how strong I was as a person for getting through that. And it might not be the best end to a year and it might be kind of terrifying to be by myself, but I got through a breakup. So even if you can't really think of things that you did last year that were really great, or things that you did last year that you really are happy you did, try and think about the things that you survived. That might sound like you're plucking optimism out of thin air, but it really, really is true that you survived really, really, really difficult days last year. And if this year is the same, that you survived really, really difficult days last year and you can survive difficult days this year and you can improve those days. I think my most important tip for getting through this part of the year is to start when you're ready. I took about 2 or 3 weeks off of doing YouTube, off of doing college work, off of doing anything really, that out of even seeing my friends as much as I thought I should have. Kind of everything that I felt was like too much, I just didn't do. I just kind of forgot about it, and I was like, I'm just not going to make myself get right on track with the goals yet, because I know that this is a difficult time of the year, and I'm going to just literally watch The Office and knit and do exactly what I feel like doing in that moment. And I feel so much better now. It makes me want to go back and do YouTube and do lots of different things. It makes me want to wake up and read my emails and try and have good opportunities and all that kind of stuff. I know if I had from January the 1st forced myself into doing things that I wasn't ready for, then I'd be feeling really horrible right now and really overwhelmed and really anxious. So just because it's January, just because it's the start of something new, you have to start when you're ready, and up until you're ready, take loads and loads and loads of self-care. I was kind of worried that I was never going to get out of this, waking up every day and chilling and teaching myself to knit new things, all these things. I thought I was just going to constantly be in that zone forever and feel like I was never motivated to do anything. But I think when you're going through a time of finding it difficult to start your goals or lacking motivation, you need to just step away completely from whatever task you're doing, and it really, really does help, because you will get back to it eventually. Eventually you will start to get new ideas and you will start to have the motivation and passion again to do it, but you can't force it. So up until that point when you feel ready, and up until that point when you feel like you're able to start the year properly, you just need to chill. You just need to do all the self-care things that you want to do, and I've got so many videos about self-care if you're struggling for self-care ideas. I got a lot. I like having baths and taking care of myself a lot. So take your time as much as you possibly can. Lastly, I just want to say, I know that I mentioned it a little bit in the beginning, but the January blues are something that I find quite real. I think that this time of the year is a really difficult time for the year for everybody, and like I said, I think we should all, no matter what our mental health state is, we should all be thinking about and aware of our own mental health states. But I know for some of us this is the reality all year round, and it's not just for a few weeks or a month or two when we are at the beginning of the year. I know it's really difficult all year round for a lot of us, and this wasn't in any way trying to belittle what those people are going through or what we're going through together. This was aimed at people. This was just a video aimed at everybody, and for everybody to kind of think about what mental health state they're in right now and think about the ways they can try and understand their mental health better. But I do have a lot of videos on mental health illnesses in general, and I will be doing lots more this year. So if you're feeling like this is something that's not just the January blues and you might be feeling like this year is going to be a difficult one, I've got lots and lots of videos coming up that hopefully we can share together, and hopefully we can try and do this year as best we can. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you soon. Bye!